afternoon, Mr. Shannon, members of the board, special guests, faculty and staff, parents, friends, alumni, and last but certainly not least, the graduating class of 2022. We are honored to be standing here in front of you today to celebrate this year's graduating class.
Bonjour, Monsieur Shannon, membre du conseil d'administration, invités spéciaux, membres de la faculté et du personnel, parents, amis, anciens élèves et enfin la classe de 2022. Nous sommes honorés d'être ici devant vous aujourd'hui pour célébrer la promotion de cette année.
Whether you've been counting down the days in excitement or dread, parents and students alike, the day has come that we finally graduate from high school and for most of us, leave the nest of LCC. Though some of us have been here for up to 12 years, our high school experience has flown by. It seems like just yesterday we were loading the buses to leave for Camp Nominec.
Looking back, that trip really set the tone for the years to come and was the perfect representation of our high school experience. From nearly sub-zero weather to a broken arm, the trip maybe wasn't as smooth sailing as expected, much like our high school experience. However, between the bus rides, sleeping in group tents, bonding activities, and competitive campfires, we came back to school ready to conquer the next 5 years as a team. The connections were instant and the friendships withstood the test of time, and that best describes the dynamic of our grade.
As cliche as it sounds, this marks the end of a major chapter in our lives. The 5 years you spend in high school are ones where you change a lot and start to truly figure out who you are and what you stand for. I don't think any of us can say we are the same person as we were when we started in grade 7. Whether you changed your hair, your style, your friends, or your interests, we have all grown into the young adults we want to enter the next chapter of our lives as.
So, while one door is closing, another one is opening. Whether you're heading to pre-U, CEGEP, or prep school next year, you are starting an important chapter in your life, the start of adulthood. If we thought the change from elementary school to high school was big, we may be a little overwhelmed by the change from childhood to adulthood. It feels like we're starting from scratch all over again. Luckily, one thing we've become very familiar with is change.
An important change we all had to make was the switch from middle school to senior school. We changed ties, we grew taller, boys, our voices got deeper, and we started adapting to our new environment back at the bottom of the food chain. With that change also came some of my best memories of my time here at LCC. I'm sure many others can say the same. That fall, our cadet football team, coached by Mr. P, Mr. Shaw, and more, went undefeated and won the championship. That kickstarted what was going to be a great year, and we were finally getting used to life in senior school. But come March, we were faced with an even bigger change, COVID.
Ce qui n'était qu'un prolongement de 2 semaines de nos congés de mars s'est transformé en 2 années qui ont changé notre vie. Le fait de passer en ligne pendant 3 mois à la fin de la 9e année a entraîné un changement radical de notre vie quotidienne. Nous avons dû adapter à Google Meet et apprendre à travers un écran pendant 5 heures chaque jour. Finalement, en 10e année, nous avons pu aller à l'école en personne tous les 2 jours.
Pendant toute l'année, nous avons été confrontés à des changements constants sur une base hebdomadaire. Quel masque devons-nous porter? Où devons-nous porter les masques? Pouvons-nous faire du sport ou non? Où devons-nous manger notre dîner? Quel jour allons-nous à l'école? Notre classe sera-t-elle renvoyée à la maison aujourd'hui? Et ainsi de suite. À un moment donné, nous sommes passés de l'interdiction de traverser la rue à l'interdiction de traverser le ruban de couleur sur le sol entre les salles de classe. Mais cela n'a pas duré longtemps, tout comme le bracelet. La 10e année a été une année difficile, mais une fois de plus, nous y sommes parvenus.
If anything, grade 10 made us closer as a grade. We took advantage of the time we had together in person to build new and stronger connections with each other. Our cohorts became our families for the year, and we tackled the year as a team. We made each other smile and laugh to make the best out of a challenging situation. We also learned how to be more open to change and adapt to the unpredictable situation. A perfect example of how we learned to adapt is my music class. Mr. Shane didn't let the pandemic shut down the music program. We sat all across the Saputo. We wore music masks and face shields, and we even recorded our concert in the parking lot. It was made better knowing we weren't facing these obstacles alone.
Then came grade 11. This year was the light at the end of the tunnel. We started off the year full-time in person. I didn't have to wear masks outside. Sports returned, clubs came back, we changed classes again, and we ate in the dining hall for the most part. The year was not without its minor setbacks, but look at us now. Hundreds of people in the same room, without masks, able to celebrate this special moment in our lives once again.
So while we can look at COVID as a lost potential of our high school experience, we can't neglect the fact that it has made us more prepared to tackle any obstacles that come our way and adapt to change. The lesson to learn from this speech is to accept and embrace change. And it's so much easier to internalize when the lesson can be taught by our own experiences that we live through. They say it's easier said than done, but we have done it, so hats off to us.
Though our experience was cut short, our accomplishments do not fall short of exceeding everyone's expectations. Between sports and clubs, our grade has made a big impact on the school. The year-and-a-half-long sports hiatus didn't stop us from winning countless championships, such as soccer, basketball, football, track and field, and tennis, more than most schools in normal times. We also have some fairly accomplished debaters among us who have never failed to impress us with their skills both in and out of the classroom. This year especially, we have made innovators who left their mark by starting new clubs and initiatives. From the finance club, to the feminist club, to lunchtime can collecting projects, to book drives, and more.
All these accomplishments would not have been made possible without the help of our teachers and coaches, so thank you to each and every one of you for making our time at LCC, however long or short, such a great one. A special thank you to all our advisors for their guidance and support throughout this year, and to Mr. Hote for putting up with everything we've thrown at him and keeping us more or less in line.
We'd also like to give a huge thank you to the one and only Mr. P. Mr. P started off with the majority of us in grade 7 and has been nothing less than a teacher, coach, mentor, and friend to us all. He's helped us, along with the other student leaders in the school, to make this year memorable across all grades, and for that we are very grateful. Mr. P worked very hard to ensure we succeeded, whether it was planning all the assemblies or putting Shura together. He played a big role for us grade 11s. Next year will be Mr. P's first year at LCC without our grade, so good luck, sir.
We are heading into a time where the world is ours. We are the next generation whose chance it is to change the world. Our next challenge is the responsibility of choosing what we want to do with our lives. Some of us are certain we know what we want to pursue. Others can't decide between what path they want to take, and the rest don't have a clue where their next step might be. And that's okay. The next few years will be filled with ups and downs, with challenges and change. Embrace them. We all have the tools to overcome obstacles. They even make our stories more interesting. And most importantly, we are not facing these obstacles alone. Between our family and friends, we have a group of people who are there to have our backs when we need them.
The same goes for all of us here on stage. As of today, we are officially alumni of the school. We are now a part of this network of thousands of people who are ready and willing to lend a helping hand and who have gone through the same experiences we are about to explore. This is our last moment together as a class within the walls of the school. So let's walk off stage today with nothing but smiles on our faces, gratitude, and LCC pride. Thank you.